But
very recent or for a couple of years ago?
Let's see. She's a big fan, like favorite. She's been in
Galactica.
Is
that it?
Oh, what? Wait, I don't know. See, this is terrible. We shouldn't pretend to know stuff. Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah. I think they do an okay job. Not perfect, but I think probably a lot to do with a poor script.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that was a big thing this week. I think you should check that out if you're into Power Rangers. The problem is also that it's super R-rated, a lot of blood and violence, and I think a lot of people who care about Power Rangers are kids. Because I cared about Power Rangers. I don't give a fuck about Power Rangers now. But I guess
you cried a little. You
no,
cried a little.
No, I didn't. But I'm sure there are people who love Power Rangers when they were a kid and still care about it now. But yeah, that was a big thing. Which maybe you want to check out if you want to see a dark, gritty Power Rangers.
If you want to see a dark, gritty Power Rangers, that's close,
another thing. Talking about remembrance, I don't know if he was in the Oscars, Joe. If that was too late.
I don't.
Because it was around that time.
Yeah,
so.
because...
And where's the cutoff? Do they do a year at a time? Or do they say the people who died in January are in this year's show? Or are they in next year? Either way, Leonard Nimoy, who played Spock in Star Trek, passed away, sadly. I don't really... Oh, it's last Friday.
It's last Friday.
Yeah, so he wasn't in there.
No.
But I was actually going to watch Star Wars, and I was about to tweet it and stuff, and then it was like right that second, it popped up. He died. I was like, oh, I feel like a douche. If I'm the Star Trek dude died, I'm gonna watch Star Wars.
I didn't mean it. I wanted to watch Star Trek.
I actually told a friend, like, he was like, oh, how you doing and stuff, and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch Star Wars. I was like, really? You're gonna do that now? But hey, I think it was super beautiful to see the reaction on the internet. I actually feel like finding one of my favorite reactions.
All the fan art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the people who is writing, the guy I told you about earlier today, Gary Whitta, who writes the first standalone Star Wars film.
Yeah.
He tweeted a lot of photos about his death, which was cool. And now I can't find it because I'm terrible. Let's see.
Let's make a tweet.
No. But that was beautiful. I just think Ashley Johnson, who is Ellie in The Last of Us, made my favorite tweet about it, which I think was awesome. And a lot of people sort of copied this where they do that, which I can't do.
You can't do this?
No, I can't do it.
That's so bad on the podcast.
Yeah, look, it's going to be audio only from now on. But I think that was...
you know how I taught it?
No, because you had too much time.
Yeah, in school.
Yeah.
So I was with duct tape. I taped
my
that's how because I couldn't make this hand sign in the beginning, and then all of a sudden when I took the duct tape off, I was there. I could do it.
But if people are listening to the audio, we're doing the Star Trek.
We are doing the Star Trek.
I don't want to say. Is this live long and prosper? Is this what that?
I don't know what it means.
Or is that something else? But anyway, there was a lot of people tweeting that, and I thought that was super cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, also I don't like Star Trek, so fuck this sign. So that's why I haven't learned it as well.
But it's much cooler than the Hunger Games sign. But everybody can make the Hunger Games sign.
Is that like
And then you do the three fingers thing, and then you whistle. Do you know the sound?
No.
Should I make it?
Yeah, you should.
And you know why? Because the Mockingjay, then they repeat what they heard, and then I'm not gonna. People already watch Hunger Games. You're the only one who haven't watched Hunger Games.
I've watched 2 of them. I'm gonna watch the third one. Okay. I'm gonna watch the third one. I'll watch it. Yeah. Well, anyway, and then she had a quote which I like: "Change is the essential process of all existence," which I think fits with people dying.
Yeah.
Which was I think was beautiful.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people doing it. I saw people also did the thing with the glass, with the hand, which I haven't watched the old Star Trek stuff really, but it was in one of the new ones, where in the new films they had like Spock and Kirk like do a thing on a glass window towards each other where one of them were dying. Or something like that.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was that. Sad to see him pass away.
Yeah.
So yeah. Next news story.
His name was
Leonard Nimoy is the actor, and his character is Spock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that might be the most heard reference from Star Trek I've heard.
Which one?
Spock, beat me up.
No, beam me up, Scotty.
Because
Scotty is the guy in the. See, I know my. So you can just do this.
So bad. Yeah.
I think I thought the most. That's pretty famous, but I think live long and prosper. Which I think that's what the sign means, and which is what his race. Well, he's like half human, half that race.
Yeah.
And then they're supposed to not feel emotion, and then their thing is to say live long and prosper. I think I'm not sure, so don't kill me. Anyway, another video I thought was awesome was this thing which we have on the Hollywood Reporter. Guy walks around Hollywood with fake Oscar, get VIP treatment and free BMW. So basically, they make a fake Oscar, which I was like, is that how it looks? But I guess they made a decent copy of it.
No, that's terrible. Because I think the Oscar, his hand is crossed over his crotch. I think.
Anyway,
yeah,
this worked. So he made that. They actually also took like a green screen of him where he was like and made a background like they always stand on the stage and then there's like an extra thing backstage where they also get interviewed. And they made like a video with him there where he was like holding it and stuff, and he had on his phone. And then he just ran around to people, started like going into like convenience stores, like, oh hey, and they were like, oh congratulations, and people wanted photos. And he's like, oh, my wallet is back. Can I get a soda for free? And then they gave him, and then it just escalated. He got into like some real Oscar parties, and he was like walking past police, and they were like, they made this joke like, have you ever arrested an Oscar winner? And they were like, no, maybe I'll do it tonight. And it's like he was totally getting into a place where he was not allowed to be, and they didn't check anything. He was carrying around a fake Oscar.
They
didn't even check that
ticket. The official ticket is.
And at the end,
statue.
It ends with him going to a valet parking thing.
Okay.
Where in the US it's normal that you don't park your car, you drive up to a place, you give your keys to a guy, he parks it, and you get a ticket, and you come back with a ticket, and they bring your car up. So he walks up and says, I have lost my ticket. And then he's like, oh yeah, I think I remember you.
No.
And by the way, other people are like, oh yeah, I saw you. You won for editing. Or, oh yeah, I saw you on stage and stuff.
Way.
People are just lying, straight up lying. Because he didn't win. But then the fucking guy is like, yeah, I remember which car you had. And they bring out a car, a BMW, and give it to him. And he drives off. And then they come back and like, hey, this was a prank.
Oh my.
Great video. I spoiled the end. But go watch it because there's a lot of cool shit in there where it's like it's almost cringe-worthy, but it's not so crazy as some shows where I don't like them. Like we have Clone, and there's things in the US,
but they know because that's on the American Netflix.
Okay.
And I think
Clone.
Yeah.
Oh, the movie is at least.
Yeah, the movie. Yeah. With Frank. And Casper.
But so I don't think that gets too embarrassing for me to watch. But this is like on the verge, but it's still okay. But yeah, super cool. It gets into bar, gets free drinks all night, all that shit. It's super awesome.
I can't believe somebody haven't checked him. Like,
no, but that's the thing. And he talks about in the video as well, sort of the reaction and how people are so happy for him. And it's sort of, there's something really cool in that video about how people, when they see that, and it's someone they don't know, so they feel it does look like it gives some people hope that they see this Oscar winner and it's like, oh, anybody can do that, and that's sort of a cool thing in the video as well, I think.
Yeah.
But it's crazy that people just assume shit, and also that people straight up lie and are like, oh yeah, I saw you, and I remember this is your car. What?
That's serious. That's a serious break of the law.
I think they blur his face, but if I was that guy's boss, I'm like, you just hand it over.
Fired.
But he like, what the fuck?
That's serious. That's serious to give away somebody else's car.
I think that was your car.
Oh, you were the guy, right? And just you can take it.
But he wasn't even right. He was like, oh, I remember you. This was your car.
Yeah.
And then it gives. Jesus Christ. So yeah, that was so. 2 videos you should watch: Power Rangers and the fake Oscar guy.
And I think, just a side comment, would you also like the fake Oscar made of Lego?
Oh yeah, that was another thing in the Oscar show. That seemed like super popular.
Yeah,
and, like,
exactly.
People were sitting. Yeah, that was cool.
And I also watched I think it was the boss of Lego, the company boss, who at a meeting with the press, he was saying everything is awesome, and he was just dancing like a fool, and I was so embarrassed to be a Dane like that. Oh my god.
Nice.
So if you haven't watched that, I think you can find it on YouTube. I was
what
actually
was it? The boss of Lego?
I think because
Yeah.
he was talking to the press,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden he starts singing, and I think he sings 1 minute of the song, and he's dancing like a total goof. If
But you know that's the way to go. Go all in.
Yeah, and then you can just see that he have played Lego for I don't know 5 hours before he was going to speak with the press, and then just all of a sudden he's can you dance? And yeah, I think everybody can dance, and then he's just making a goof of himself.
Okay.
So if you haven't watched that, go find it. Search Goofy Lego boss dances to Everything Is Awesome. I don't know, but it's
maybe we'll try to. We're probably gonna forget, but we'll try to put all these in the description. That'll be nice. Yeah. Next thing. This is just a short thing that I just saw now. What I wanted to catch here is Eddie Redmayne won the Oscar for Best Actor.
Yeah.
For The Theory of Everything.
Yeah.
He's playing a chick, the Danish Girl, which I think is about a guy.
That's a guy?
First of all, that's a guy. That's the guy who won Best Actor. But I think it's a film which is called The Danish Girl about the first guy who got a sexual change operation. I think. So I just thought that was cool.
Maybe
that's like straight on to the next Oscar.
Yeah, and I think maybe his speech was, I don't know, could it be some kind of teaser to what he was doing next time?
Did he say something about that?
No, he was just saying something, and we assume that it has something to do with his sexuality. And when he's the lead of that movie, I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I don't know either,
okay.
but maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was also cool that the Danish Girl, because we're Danes and we're easy like that. It was like, did you see it on TV or?
Yeah,
it's like
TV.
The Danish TV is like as soon as someone is like quarter Danish, it's like, oh, that's a win for Denmark. And Lego is Danish, and Scarlett Johansson is like half Danish.
Yeah.
Which but then there was a film that was like partly produced by a Danish company, and it's like.
And it was part of, what is it?
There was a guy who had lived in Denmark that also won or was nominated.
For the Poland?
Yeah.
And so. And we were actually saying in the Danish television, they were saying, so that's a win for the Danish Oscar. I was like, no, it's not.
We've actually won quite good. We won a couple of years, foreign language. We won some short film as well. So, yeah.
And Susanne Bier.
Yeah.
Which movie?
I don't think she win.
She said on stage, "Wow, this is a real Oscar, Mom and Dad," in Danish.
Okay.
But I can't remember what is for.
Was that foreign language?
I think it was for The Revenge. I think.
What was that?
Hilton.
Oh, okay, yeah. Susanne Bier. Yeah, she's mentioned here for Hilton, so that's probably true. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
It was Serena I was talking about. It's her new film. But
yeah. Have you watched The Revenge?
I have not watched. Have I watched any of her films? I don't think I have watched a single. I might have watched Things We Lost in the Fire, but it's like I don't watch Danish films, and that might sound bad. But all these also just some of those dramas that you just know how they're gonna end, and it's super depressing, and people have a tough life.
And the worst part.
Can we just make shit explode instead?
I think the worst part of Susanne Bier is that every time she make a new movie, it's always with the same lead, and that is Trine Dyrholm.
Really? Well, she's not in the newest one. So that's Jennifer
maybe,
Lawrence. She's got stepped up.
She stepped up, stepped up her game. But I think I don't like her as an actor. So.
I have met Trine Dyrholm. I like Trine Dyrholm from that. She's a very nice person.
But that's in person. Yeah, in person. But I'm not a great fan of her.
Of her acting.
No, I'm not.
But she's a great person, Christian.
Yeah, but
yeah, that doesn't matter.
No, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think that's it. The last thing was the Power Rangers thing again.
Yeah.
James Van Der Beek talking about it. So that's it. So maybe we should go into what films we've watched.
Yeah.
What have you watched?
I've watched
since the last episode. So that's your whole life.
Let's start. Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.